Hi, I'm Andrew,
Hi, I'm Joy.
and welcome to the Joyfully Golden podcast. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Hope your Monday day ended well yesterday. How are you doing today, Joy?
Doing pretty good. Doing good. I'm a little tired from work yesterday, but cannot complain at all.
Good
It's
deal.
a good day to be alive.
Absolutely. It is a joyful experience, this life that we have.
Yes,
Very
it
much
is.
So, what's on your mind today?
Let's see. So first, I wanted to tell the audience a little bit about us because this might be the first time for a lot of you guys to see us. So we just wanted to introduce ourselves and tell you a little bit about us and what this is. And so my name is Joy Ndambeson, and I am originally from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which is in Central Africa. And I came to the United States for school about 7 years ago. And wow, it's a long time. It flies by quick. And I've been here ever since. Now I'm a resident of the country, and I am a screenwriter, a director, and a choreographer. So yeah.
Very cool. And my name's Andrew Golden. For those of you, this is your first time hearing about me. I'm from Fresno, California, born and raised. So I actually met Joy a little over 2 years ago during a songwriters camp. And I currently work for the county as a supervisor. And lately, Joy and I have been getting together to work on various film projects and videos. And this is where we're at. So welcome to the podcast. Glad you could join us.
Yeah, glad to join us, guys. And so today we really just want to let you guys know a little bit about us, but also just share the whole reason behind why we wanted to start this podcast, and hopefully give you a glimpse of what journeying alongside us in this adventure that we're going to be taking on will look like. So I guess I'll ask you a question because I want to hear your answers to this first.
Sure.
So tell the audience a little bit about why you, or how you came about it, or how we came about this idea of having this podcast.
So I think you and I, when we met, we had that creative energy that really connected, and we're both very much inspired about just art and performance and visuals and videos. And let's be honest, you're one of the most positive people that I've ever met. So I really enjoy when I got some downtime, free time on the way to work, whatever I'm listening to or watching. It's like, I like things that make me laugh, things that make me feel motivated, inspired. We have a lot of shared common interest of motivational speakers that we've listened to, like Eric Thomas, Les Brown, just to name a couple of them. Mm-hmm. And, I started to think, I want to do that. I want to be that positivity for other people.
Mm-hmm.
I want to, whether it's just for friends and family, or maybe it goes beyond that, I want to be able to be hey, here's something good that's happening in the world, here's something good to focus on, because I think a lot of times what may be relevant isn't necessarily good for you, or it can really impact us. So for me, it's more of this, I want to create a positive energy that can be exposed to other people. And then you and I, we were working on a film project, and then you approached me with this idea, which is usually I'm either about to be asleep, or then I get this, hey, Andrew, I've got this idea for this project, and I'm always like, yes, let's do this, because I love seeing where these things go. And with this, my hope is that you and I having this podcast is going to be a way for people to tune in on their way to work, or during their break, or maybe even after they get off and listen to their stuff at the end of the day. It's kind of like, hey, you know what? Things are pretty good. Because you're from almost halfway around the world,
Yeah.
and the likelihood of us both just being here at this same time, like, that's pretty awesome. So I just love the different viewpoints that we have, the experiences that we can bring together, and you put all that together into this podcast to really just share some positive stories.
Ooh, well said, Andrew. Yeah, and I think you've said it all. Honestly, the heart behind this podcast is to really get you guys to feel what we feel every time, literally almost every time we have a conversation. Because we have this concept of iron. Well, we don't have this concept, but we know of the concept of iron sharpening iron, and we know that it could be so hard sometimes to just be just be inspired or just be happy, simply happy in this world, because there was so much going on and life is just complicated and hard. But we have, in our experience, realized that when we get together, when we get to have conversations, because of the way we see the world and the way we process things and the exchanges that we get to this place in which we actually help each other feel stronger. We help each other feel better, happier, more inspired, more motivated, more focused. And we just wanted to channel all those conversations and all those moments into a place and a space in which we can share with you guys. Because what we want at the end of the day is that at the end of those conversations that we have, not just the two of us, but every single one of us who listens to them, who watches them, can feel the way we feel. And we truly believe to the core that it is possible to have a better life if we have spaces like this where we can go to as we feel drained, or we feel tired, or we feel hopeless. And we can find a little bit of joy, we can find a little bit of hope, we can find a little bit of inspiration, encouragement. And sometimes that's all we need.
Right.
Just that little bit of encouragement. And so we're just beyond excited for this. Because now looking back in retrospective, I feel like this was long coming. We should have known.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like, all right, because yeah, but it's all in the process, I think. And as we're on this journey of growing and working with each other, it's just kind of, you have all these ideas, like, you probably have ideas like, hey, I want to do this, and maybe there's an end goal project that you're going to come up with, but along the way you do all these other things that lead to it. And I've really enjoyed the process that has led to the podcast starting now. Because now I can call and look at the years of interaction you and I have had, and then be like, yeah, here's all these talking points. Because I imagine how it would have been if, let's say, we started like right after the camp when we met, and then we started, like, it would be more focused on personal experiences, not necessarily related to one another, but now it's like we could talk about the trips that we've been on, the experiences that we've had. So I think it's really just right on the head. Wow. So one of the things that you talked about, and I want to bring up, and for you listening at home, is think about the last genuine conversation that you had. And for those of you listening, the audience, what was it like? Who were you talking to? How long ago was it? How did you feel? What about talking to that other person made it to where either you wanted to talk to them again or you didn't? Because I think there's a lot of times where, you'll have these meaningful conversations, but sometimes they're rare. And I think that's what I really enjoy when you and I get together, is because every conversation's a meaningful conversation. Can you think of one recently that you had?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to try to mention someone else than you because obviously I've had several ones with you lately, but oh my God, let me see, I'm drawing a bit. Well, I had a really good conversation not too long ago with my wife, and yes, I'm married, ring right here, but I had a great conversation with her, and it wasn't even about anything in particular. It was more of just like a check, a heart check, as far as how everything was going, how we're dealing with COVID-19, or how we're dealing with everything that's happening around the country, how the things we're stressing out about, and the things that we're worrying about. And that's the beauty, I think, with conversation, is that it's not even necessarily a matter of what you're talking about, but it's just the space to fully process what you're going through with someone who can be not only a great sounding board, but actually give productive comments and help to that. I honestly feel like as humans, we were designed for that, and the crazy part that you guys should probably think about is if as being married with my wife, we needed kind of like that moment to kind of like pause and reconnect like that. And this is with COVID-19 being here, so we're always at home. Imagine how important or how much we need this with the close friends that we have, or how easy it is to take those people that we have in our lives that we can have conversations like that with for granted, or to forget to take time to pause and to talk with people. Because I believe that the strongest enemy of deep connections and real connection, it's literally just being too busy for it.
Yeah.
Because if we have time in our hands and we're willing to work on those moments that are so life-giving, those conversations that are so life-giving, it literally improves the quality of our lives. But I just think it's something that is not valued as much as it should. Like having people in your lives that you can call randomly at night or text a random idea at night, and they won't crush it, they won't kill it, but they're gonna breathe life into it. They're gonna encourage you. They're gonna tell you can do it. You should go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is just like, I mean, there's just nothing that compares. That's a wealth beyond anything that you can measure, to me at least, because it's just so like life-giving. And I truly hope, even as we move forward with this podcast, that you can start finding that as you join in this conversation, and eventually we're going to start finding ways in which you guys can join the conversations too. We want this to be that place where you can be intentionally joining a life-giving conversation, because as human beings, the longer we go without those life-giving connections and conversations, honestly, the less and less we are humans, the less and less we have time to deal with our emotions, with our dreams, with our goals, with our heartbreaks, with our stresses, our anxieties. And dealing with all those things are what make us humans, and dealing properly with them are what makes us good humans, or give us a better quality of life and a happier life, And so, yeah, I think it's just, there's no saying just how valuable that has been for the two of us in our lives, between the two of us, and which is one of the big reasons why I think we just gravitated to each other, like literally the minute we saw each other. Because it was kind of like, it was just one of those moments I was like, this dude, he's just speaking to my heart, he's listening to my heart, we have to keep talking.
Absolutely.
And the rest has been history, that we're hopefully going to be sharing a lot more with you all.
I really appreciate what you said about just the meaningful conversations, because I think, especially with COVID, having to not be able to see people. I mean, it's like I've got a 4.5-month-old niece, and I'm lucky if I get to see her, because, you got to be safe. But it's such a good thing to just pick up that phone, call that friend, call your family member, do the video call, because then you get to see that person and have that interaction, because we want to make sure that we're social people. You could be introverted or extroverted, but to some extent all human beings want to have that contact. And then because it may be a little more limited right now, I think it's more important that we have that good quality. Laugh, have some laughs, have some good times. And I think that's just you'll be all the more better for it. And we're really excited to take you on this journey and to bring positivity and meaningful conversation and thoughtful ideas, that you could share with your friends or family, or provide us with feedback.
Absolutely. As we move forward, I wanted to really quickly ask you a question, because the name of our podcast is Joyfully Golden. And so even though there is a personal reason for that we're going to be talking about, what do you think is the deeper meaning behind having a joyfully golden experience, or a joyfully golden life, or a joyfully golden lifestyle?
So I think when you say joyfully golden, like a life, I look at golden as something that is valuable. It's something that's precious, something that is meaningful, and then joyfully means it's positive, it's happy. So the goal, I think, for you and I, but definitely me personally, is to have a life that's both meaningful and filled with joy. Are we going to be happy all the time? Of course not. Life's about the pursuit of happiness. It's not about you're going to have to be happy, but when you're joyfully golden, you're able to take the highs and the lows and be able to experience life in this fulfilling way that doesn't leave anything unanswered, doesn't leave you with regrets, allows you to move forward in how you grow with the people around you in your experiences.
Wow, that's so good. That's so good. Yeah, I think I would just add to that, as far as when I think of the phrase, I just think of a life lived to the fullest. one of my favorite quotes, and one of your favorite quotes, I think, by Les Brown, is you want to live full so you can die empty. And oh my goodness, that just resonates with me so much, because there are very few things that I fear in my life. I'm just one of those people, but I fear dying with regrets, like getting to the end of my life and looking back and not seeing failures or or whatever, but like seeing things that I didn't do because I was afraid and regretting. Oh, like I fear that. And so my idea of Joyfully Golden as a concept or as a lifestyle is to live your life to the fullest. Which means there isn't a mold to say that this is the best life. This is no. What your dreams are, what your passions are, what your skills are, your talents, the things that bring you life, the encouragement and the empowerment to pursue those things, that's your life to the fullest. Because my life to the fullest is going to look differently than Angel's life to the fullest, and it's going to look differently than your life to the fullest. But we can use this platform as a tool to equip us, to encourage us, and to recharge us to all pursue whatever that version of living our lives to the fullest is. Because I believe, again, to the core, that if we can have more humans walking the earth, living their lives to the fullest, I just feel like this place that we call Earth is going to look a little more every day like a paradise, like a heaven. If we have more people walking around us that are living their life to the fullest, that are joyfully golden in engaging in their lives, if I could say that. So we really hope that this platform is something that does that for you guys, and that in 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, we can look at our lives individually, and all of you guys that have been listening or watching us can look at your lives, and we can really say that because of this podcast, we can say that we went for it. We took those challenges face on. We challenged those fears that we had. We pursued our dreams. We tried, and everything wasn't beautiful. Everything wasn't perfect. We failed, but at the end of the day, we went for it. And I think that's all we can do, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. This is amazing. I mean, we are literally, you can see it right now because we're trying to hide it on camera, but we are beyond excited to have this platform. Like, you guys don't even know, like, the things that we have in our heads, the plans that we have, the things we want to do, the place we want to take you with us with this camera. So just stay tuned. Subscribe, share this if it's something that speaks to you, if you think it's something that can be useful to someone else. But we just want to thank you guys, because we're thankful for whoever you are and for joining us in this journey, because trust us, it is going to be a wild, funny, excited, joyfully golden ride. So thank you for joining in, and we hope to see you guys in the next episode.
See you next time. Take care.